Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler with you on your Monday morning. I know it's Monday. I probably shouldn't be this loud, but here we are. Anyway, it's Halloween Eve. And Cabin Radio will be live streaming as much of Halloween as we possibly can, much like we did last year, going around to different houses. People have been letting us know that their house is a place to be, a place to see on Wednesday night. And, of course, if you got your kiddies out and you see us roaming around, we could feature your kid, especially if, say, your kid's going on their first trick-or-treating. I know a couple of people that are out there with their kids going on their first trick-or-treat, and we would love to have them. We would love to see them. We would love to see all the nifty costumes out there, and, of course, get some candy out of the deal. Basically, this is an excuse for a few adults to go trick-or-treating. We act like it's a public service, but really, we just want to trick-or-treat. That's all we want to do. Please send us your houses if you've got a haunted house set up, or if you've got some great decorations, or if you just want us to come by and see the amount or kind of candy that you have. Let us know. Send us a Facebook message. Send us an email at mailbox@cabinradio.ca, or even call the rant line, 867-675-0100, to let us know if your Halloween house is worthy of this live stream. Every house is worthy. We just want to go by and get candy, really. And extra points for those. You will be featured if you have full-size chocolate bars. Mini chocolate bars are fine, but if you're one of those legendary houses that has the full-size chocolate bars, you will be featured. Possibly in the news the next day. I'm just saying. That's probably what's going to happen. It's been a big, long weekend. Lots of things have gone down this weekend. We'll hear more about the big one in the news. I saw a movie. I watched some horror stuff this weekend, so I'll be talking about that as well. Scott's going to roll in here anytime now, I think. I think that was the plan. I haven't heard otherwise, so that'll probably happen as well. So we'll chat with Lekter about his weekend. Boo-lesque went down this weekend. I was watching The Haunting at Hill House. Went and saw First Man yesterday. It was a full weekend of watching stuff.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler and Lekter with you on your Monday morning. I'm a little spry for a white guy. Well, 3/4 white anyway. Lekter, how spry are you?
Not so spry
Not
today.
so spry.
No.
No.
Took me a long time to walk to work today.
Did it really? You had hockey last night.
I had hockey last night, and for some reason decided to do a bunch of squats and lunges at the gym on Saturday.
Those are always diff.
Yeah, so I was not in a good way for even hockey, and I'm now in an even worse way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What time did your game start last night?
Not too bad. It was 7:45.
Oh, 7:45.
Very reasonable.
So we're not on the same page at all. You said we were on the same page. I had to be at the airport at midnight.
Well, something happened, though, in between the second and third period. I don't know what was going on, if there was like a Zamboni scheduling conflict.
Yeah.
But our game should have ended by like 9:15.
Yeah.
The third period didn't even start until
Yeah.
just after 9:15. So there was some kind of delay.
Fair enough.
We're
enough.
on the same page. Don't worry.
Good. Good. Oh, don't worry. I wasn't worried. You know, when you said something happened between the second and the third period, I was like, for some reason, I was like, is this like a rookie of the year situation? I slipped on my back and I slammed my elbow, and after that, I could just release the most heinous slap shot. I was like, yeah.
No, nothing like that.
Nothing like that?
No.
All right. Has any of that ever happened to you in rec hockey?
To me, no.
No?
To somebody, probably not.
No? Okay.
No.
You know, you kind of you hope for the best when it comes to like concussions and stuff like that. So
you really
smokes
do.
their head on the ice, and they come back and they're like a genius, and all of a sudden they're Sidney Crosby or something like that.
We did have one possible concussion last night, but the age we live in, he didn't return.
He didn't return.
It's the age we're in.
We'll not be able to work for weeks. That's great. That's great. That's definitely worth a sacrifice.
That'll be fine.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot I was going to talk about, because now we were talking about
Boo-lesque.
Boo-lesque.
That's what you said before.
I did say that. We do this with every break. We take a hard left. We start talking about something. We do a Simpsons hard left. That's something we should talk about, though. The Simpsons a little later on. But Boo-lesque this weekend, Friday and Saturday. I went Friday. I was not feeling good at all. I was feeling terrible all day. And
Word was around town. You bailed at halftime.
I know. I feel terrible. And explain
yourself.
I just did. I was feeling terrible, and I was not feeling well.
Detail.
Okay.
No,
All
okay,
right,
that's fine. We don't need more
achy and feverish, and I went there, and I was feeling okay. You know, had a little bit to eat, had a couple of pops, and after that, just did not feel well at all. So I was sitting through the first intermission, like really enjoying myself, but at the same time, like kind of all tensed up because I was really achy and sick feeling. But what I did see was fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. First half was just absolutely great.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to everyone at Boulesque. I'm sure they don't care. But I'm so sorry to everyone at Boulesque that I had to leave halfway through because the hard work you guys put in was incredible. And from what I saw, just wonderful. Nicole's Lucy Caboose.
So good.
Fantastic.
Right.
Like, when she got up there, she had this makeup on, which was like skin, right? Like that she pulled off. And now I noticed one on her stomach. The first one she pulled off.
Okay.
I was like, what is that? What is going on there? And I was like, kind of curious about that. I didn't notice any of the other ones. She pulled the one off her stomach, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then she pulled it off her legs and off her neck, and I was like, I did not notice any of those.
Yeah.
So her makeup is awesome. She's so talented. But like the act was just.
The concept was so fun.
So cool.
Yeah, because
So cool.
I think she kind of came out and just bam. Everyone's like, oh,
all
right. Where do you go from here?
Start at 11. Well, you peel off your own skin.
That naturally you peel off your own skin.
No, it was great. And you went on Saturday. You got to see the second half.
Yes.
How the rest of that show played.
Second half was great. You really screwed up there.
I really screwed the pooch. No, I heard from a few people. I heard from Bree and I heard from Adrian. She's like, you missed the best part. I'm like, I know. I missed all the best parts.
Yeah.
But I saw some pretty awesome parts in the first half.
Yeah. It was fantastic. By the way, I
am feeling better though. Thank you for asking.
Oh, good. You looked great. So I wasn't, I was pretty. Yeah. That shark head.
Yeah.
Did you bring that in?
I did.
Well, thank you, because
Is it now at your house?
It's
I
now
saw
at my
Facebook
house.
post. Can you bring that back? That's for the office.
I intended on bringing that back this morning.
I might wear that on Wednesday. So
Okay, perfect.
I can't see
it. It was a hit.
I'm sure it was. The dogs were like,
I threw that on my head, put on a suit,
there you go.
did a very last minute, no thought given to it costume, threw some playing cards in my pocket. It was a card shark.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Not bad.
All right, you can have it. I'm not going to do any better than that.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast, where we delete all the bad bits and make them sound at least semi-coherent.
I was watching over the weekend. I've finally stopped to watch everything this thing that everybody's been talking about for the past week. It's The Haunting at Hill House.
Right.
You haven't watched it?
I've not. No.
You've been toying with the idea of starting to watch.
We're in negotiation.
Negotiation.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Let's watch Haunting, my lady, dude. You gotta stop saying that to her. No, actually, no. Keep going until it works.
It's growing on
It's
her.
growing on. Watch Big Mouth on Netflix. This episode of the Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by Big Mouth on Netflix. Now playing.
We are in negotiations though, because we really need to get back on Game of Thrones and get caught up before the new.
Oh, that's not coming out until like July.
I know, but
plenty of time.
But we've been procrastinating since we got back from our trip, basically, and so we got to start.
The Hunting at Hills is only 10 hours. It's quick.
So okay,
It's quick. I mean, and you kind of want to. I mean, it's very appropriate for Halloween. I really enjoyed it. I was very much avoiding it because I was like, it's just like pretty white people with problems, ghosts,
Right.
and they are ridiculously good looking white people. But it's a deeply affecting like family drama with ghosts as well.
Yes.
Everyone in it is very good, except for the guy who played the second Dario Naharis in Game of Thrones. I know you haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
His name's Michael Huisman, and he's terrible.
Huh.
He's not very good. But everyone else in it is excellent. The scares are good. There's some cheap jump scares every now and again, like as there is with every horror.
Right.
But like the amount of dread that is pulled out of like simple situations is very, very good.
What do you mean? The amount of dread.
Like that's where horror could be very effective. Jump scares are always going to be a part of horror. But if you just come out with a jump scare, you don't earn that jump scare, then it's just going to be like, that was cheap.
Right.
But if you can turn up the dread like with sound, and not even sound, maybe even silence, and just like the way you shoot things, there's a lot of really slow panning and slow rack like slow focus and things like this that really amp up the dread. Of course, the acting is incredible, so that amps it up as well. Sound does it as well. So it's a really well put together show, and got me a little scared. I didn't throw up or pass out like all these other reports were saying, but I can see how some people would like. It got me tightened it tightened my stomach.
Yeah.
At times when I was watching it, so I can see how people could get that because that's where it comes from. You tighten your stomach up so much that you're just like, bleh.
Right.
It was it's
stress
fantastic.
vomit.
That's stress vomit exactly. So it was, and incredibly well written, well acted, well shot. There is an episode, I believe it's episode 6, where it's shot like a play. So the opening shot is about 18 minutes long. So they do a bunch of like one takes.
Oh wow!
And it's incredible.
How many episodes?
10.
10 episodes.
So 10 hours.
That's doable.
An hour each, and you could rack that. You could whip that off before Halloween. So I would recommend. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
All right.
There you go.
Wow.
So
10 out of 10.
The Haunting at Hill House. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Which means, like, if on the scale of 1 to 10, would you recommend it? 10, I would recommend it the most.
Oh, okay.
But
it's not a 10 out of 10.
Show 9.5.
9.5. Oh yeah.
No, it's fantastic. I mean, if you've had it on your lineup there, check it out. It's very well done.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Good scares.
Throw that into the negotiations.
Yeah, there you go. All right, my lady. You know what? When we come back, we got Halloween coming up. We're going to talk about our favorite scary movies.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
I always mean to do this, but then I just never have the time.
Huh.
And that's like to watch
anything.
Watch anything, to do anything, but to watch like a scary movie every day for the month of Halloween. Now, I know there's some people out there who make a very good effort, a concerted effort to do that.
Right.
And I don't know that there's...
I think Robin was doing that, wasn't he?
Robin Rosicina does that, and I think he tries to do it every year. And I'm not sure what movie he's on today, but I was thinking about what my favorite scary movies were, because obviously I was watching the Haunting at Hill House,
right?
And that one's been done before. Like that book has been made into a movie a few times.
Oh, okay.
The last one being 1999's The Haunting with Owen Wilson. Wow, ghosts. It's a fantastic movie. It's great. But I wanted to ask you, what are your favorite scary movies?
My favorite scary movies.
Yeah.
I'm arguably the worst person.
You don't even watch movies like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore.
I'd say I'm the second worst person to ask about this topic. The worst probably being Ollie.
Yeah, Ollie hasn't seen anything. What is wrong with him? It's like he's done something with his life.
It's like he's dedicated it to
public service,
news,
and broadcasting, and news.
Yeah, being professional.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
super professional.
I honestly can't think of too many scary movies I've seen. I could count them all. I could count them on one hand.
Why are we doing this?
I'm sure. I don't know. I should have warned you ahead of time.
I should have known. But anyway, okay, give me a couple anyway.
The Ring.
Yes.
That's scary.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely. Ring.
I thought I was going to get made fun of for
no,
this.
No.
Okay,
The Ring.
perfect.
When I first saw it, it came out in like 2000. But when I first saw it, I saw it with my good friend Carrie Morgan.
Right.
At the theater here in Yellowknife, and it terrified me.
Yeah.
Like it actually scared me. There's something in The Haunting at Hill House that borrows from that as well.
Okay.
But that was one of the first ones, like, because I hadn't seen a lot of Japanese horror before that, because Japanese horror was doing the things that The Ring was doing before The Ring.
Right.
And that's like really exaggerated faces, a lot of screaming, and like decay was a big thing. So The Ring actually terrified me when I first watched it.
All right.
And then after that, because there were so many like kind of also rans, not rip-offs, but also rans with that.
Yeah.
Like the creepy kid who sees stuff and all that stuff.
Right.
You know, kind of on the heels of Sixth Sense, which is another movie.
Love The Sixth Sense.
Also very, very good.
Yeah. I don't know if you call it scary.
Oh,
well,
it's pretty scary. Yeah.
I guess, there's some pretty scary scenes and stuff, but it's more the suspense, I guess.
Well, it's more of a movie about like, it's about sensitivity, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's it's got some scary scenes for sure. And Haley Joel Osment was just incredible.
The amazing thing about The Sixth Sense is that even though everybody, even people who never watched it for whatever reason, because you should have, because it's a great movie.
Yeah, spoilers.
Everybody knows how it ends. Everyone knows what the twist is, but even if you know what the twist is, it still holds up.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie.
The movie's just so good.
Written, incredibly well acted. And it's actually in the top 100 movies of AFI, the American Film Institute.
Yeah, I remember seeing that recently.
So
I was like, that's
up
fair.
There.
Yeah,
right.
Why not?
For myself, I was a huge werewolf fan when I was a kid. There was something about werewolves.
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf 2, Jason Bateman. Not scary, but still, like those movies a lot. The first one, he's basketball. Second one, he's a boxer. It all adds up. But The Howling And American Werewolf in London is not scary per se, because it's one of the perfect blends of horror and comedy.
Okay.
But The Howling is great. Great werewolf effects. The thing I loved about the werewolf movies was the metamorphosis, right? They get that final scene, they finally turn into a werewolf. And there's only a few movies that actually do it well because it's so expensive to do. American Werewolf in London being one of them, Howling being another, Company of Wolves being another. That was a Neil Jordan one. Very kind of like art house take on werewolves. Very cool. But yeah, The Ring is up there. The Sixth Sense, other scary movies. Open Water is not actually a horror movie. It's the one where the couple goes out in a dive and then gets left out in the middle of the ocean and eventually get eaten by sharks.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the one when the couple goes out on the lake skating and they find some open water and because they shouldn't be out there.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago on Frame Lake.
It did well.
It did well. And then they complained that like nobody should be able to tell me what to do. I know the ice. It's just like, yeah, it's not about you. It's about the community.
That was scary.
That was scary. But some of my
shivers.
favorite ones, though, Creepshow and Creepshow 2 are some of my favorites. Not super scary, but just good, like, anthology movie. Twilight Zone, the movie, is another good one. But yeah, there you go. There's a few scary movies.
So what did you say is your top favorite scary movie?
Top favorite scary movie. Wow. We should have prepared for that.
All this time to think about it. And
I don't know. I think for actually scaring me throughout my life, Pet Sematary?
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a bad movie. Well, it's not bad. It's just not great. But when I was a kid, that would terrify me so much. Especially the scene with the mother's sister. She talks about her mother's sister, how her sister died when she was younger.
Right.
And they kept her away in the back room because she had what they called spinal meningitis.
Huh.
And she goes into the room to feed her, and she's like this like twisted kind of like freakishly like emaciated woman, and she sounds just like this. All right, Joe, and like screams at the girl, and it's the way it's shot and everything is just so creepy, and it would leave me with nightmares for a long time.
You know what movie did that for me when I was a kid?
Happy Gilmore.
Gremlins.
Yeah. They're so adorable.
But they're not always adorable.
No, that's true. Gremlins is another movie that's kind of blends comedy and horror. And then like in the middle of Gremlins, which is almost a family movie because it's a PG-13 movie.
I would say it was,
Phoebe Cates has that scene where she talks about her father trying to surprise them by being Santa. He goes down the chimney, breaks his neck. And it's like in the middle of this movie. The whole movie just stops and she's staring into the fire and it's just like, and then he broke his neck trying to surprise us for Christmas. And everyone's like, is this still a movie that we're laughing at the Gremlins? Is that what's going on? Yeah, that's a good one.
And a lot of depth to that movie.
There is. Let us know your favorite scary movies if you'd like. Call the rant line. Also, let us know if you'd like us to come by on Wednesday, because that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
We're talking about Halloween because we are going out live. We're going to be streaming most of Halloween night. We're going to go around to as many houses as we can, particularly the ones that are really well done up. Anybody who's going to have like hundreds of kids, like the Hardys. Anyone along like Finlayson is getting hundreds of kids.
We got a good route lined up already too. We've got some Facebook messages, people letting us know where they're going to be putting on haunted houses and stuff like that. So yeah, we got a good list growing.
We're all over it.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Just going through the bowels of the internet, it is stinky in there. But every once in a while, a little nugget. Well, it's bowels, Scott. They're bowels.
Uh-huh.
Every once in a while, the old nuggets pop up, and that's an early AOL commercial popped up in my feed. It's actually like it popped up in the feed. An older one popped up in the feed. It's like from 1994, and it's just like an affluent white family with a computer that looks like it's something out of the 90s.
Yeah,
and they're just like, "What's the internet?" Well, the internet's good for all kinds of things. I heard email's pretty neat. Hey, it's Yahoo. Can we look at that? It's fascinating.
And now
to look back 24 years ago and just be like, "Wow."
Now in 2018, you can listen to a radio station on the internet?
On the internet.
Whoa! The future is now.
What is an app? Well, it's short for application. An EXE program. That's right. I just wanted to play a little bit of this because it's fantastic. It's just two guys. The guy shows up at his buddy's house. He's like, listen, I got all this stuff. He's like, we can take care of all that here. We can send flowers. We can book airline tickets. It's an AOL ad from 1995. and it's fantastic.
Every day, America Online is making it easier for people.
Right off the top, sorry. Every day. Like, just the best place ever. Go ahead.
It's just been invented.
Hey, Dan, ready for the game? I'm just finishing up here with my new kayaking friends.
Kayaking friends on your computer?
Yeah, I just got America Online.
Sounds great. Listen, I can't go to the game today.
What?
I've got to send something for my mom's birthday. It's tomorrow. I'll then book plane tickets for our trip next week, and my kids got to go to the library to look up dinosaurs.
Big day.
Hey, we can take care of all that before we go.
Yeah, right.
Oh, with America Online.
America Online can do all that?
Yeah. How about sending your mom some nice flowers? All you do is click on Marketplace,
Time saving.
place an order.
Call now for America Online, a new way to use your computer to communicate, have fun, and get instant news and information.
Flowers are sent. Now let's access the online travel service.
How long have you had this?
About a week. And it's so easy. All you do is point and click.
But how does it work?
All you need is a computer and a regular phone line. They send you the software and give you 10 free hours to check it out.
10 hours. I'm going to stop at that. 10 hours. It's so simple to use. It's amazing that we have the capability to look back 25 years and be like, this is ridiculous, because it's such an integral part of our lives now that we can't think of a time when it wasn't around. I know you older folks can. I can too. I mean, it wasn't around when I was a kid, but like it came. The first time I ever surfed the web was 1995.
Wow.
My brother from another mother. He was a computer file, and he still is.
Okay.
And so I was at my sister's wedding, and I was hanging out with him, and he was just showing me the internet. Like, I'd never seen the internet before. This is where I want all of these videos to go. It's like we can order flowers, you can book airline tickets. It's just that easy. Want to stay up to date on the latest news? Well, you could just click here. Now, if you were going to do it, I'm going to embarrass myself, and it's going to be a little racy for the morning show. But one of the first things I looked up, of course, because I was like 12, and he's like, you just type something into the search engine. It's like, but. It was like, but. And the first thing that popped up was like things that people have gotten stuck in their butts. So
all those years ago, that was already on there. Wow.
Beautiful. And it wasn't like porn. It was like a medical site where it's like, look at all this stuff that people have done.
24 years later,
so
you're Googling front butt.
Front butt. So I just want one of these commercials like, yeah, it's really easy. You get 10 hours for free. All you got to do is check a regular phone line. All right, let's order those flowers. Oh, let's book those airline tickets. Guess I can go to the game. Hey, look at that. We got to put 5 minutes. What do you want to do? Type in butt stuff.
What they didn't say in that commercial is that it took them about half an hour to order those flowers.
Yeah, exactly, because it's a 55K modem and it takes forever.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.